Assalamu alaikum and hello my dear creatives. My name is Razial, you can call me Raz. I want to apologize for taking over a month or so to finally make this video. And to say thank you for your support on my last video, especially when it's a short one. As I promised, I did make part 2, which is this video about the episodes. As much as I do not want to have any spoilers in this episode, unfortunately I cannot talk about the episode without what's going on in it. So I recommend you guys watch the episodes on YouTube or Game Cartoon when you have the chance. I personally watch them on Game Cartoon because they have the episodes in order and also the movie. Also, quick disclaimer, before we start, there is a giveaway going on. Make sure you watch until the end so you can get the chance of getting into the giveaway. Without further ado, let's get started. Like I said in the previous episode, every episode is 11 minutes long, and I will try my best to give any information about the episode as I can while I try to avoid any spoilers.
Episode 1.
So the episode starts with a dream or a nightmare, and Ricochet was ready to take down the bull-like character, but soon action figure wake him up. After some epic style of waking up and having our introduction to Ricochet, we meet up with his mom and his grandfather and talk about the code, aka honor, family, tradition, and donuts. Also the flea is in his trash. Like, bruh, what are you doing? Anyway, they meet up with one girl at the bus stop, telling them something like, finally you guys are here. I was gonna leave without you guys if we weren't very close friends or something like that. Then of course they go ahead and catch up with the bus, and of course, like any classic cartoon style, they miss out on the bus and they run after it. But they managed to catch up and managed to get inside the school before the doors close, and then they get head to head with the headmistress. Then at class we start to get introduced to the background characters like Cindy Slam, Potato Paterni Jr. and of course Masked Dog. For some reason the show decided to make this gag of Masked Dog being the goat in the show and all of that. Skipping all the way to the good part, Ricochet was being bullied and then sent to the headmistress' office, which is not fun part until the book part. Still, Ricochet managed to get his chance to get revenge on his bully, and he did win, which is very satisfying to see him win. Surprisingly, episode 1 is like the plot for the show, which is something new information for me, which I am still looking up if it's true or not.
Episode 2.
We start with Ricochet doing the 1 versus 3, and of course it was fun to see him win. However, 3 bigger boys came in, and of course they start picking on Ricochet and say stuff like he can only beat someone in his weight and whatnot. Of course, Ricochet wanna beat them up, but the headmistress show up and said he cannot get into 1 versus 3 because he's not in the same weight class as the other 3. Until he can gain more weight in order to match theirs, he can battle them, but until then, he should just wait or come back later. And so his 2 friends, Vinegar and the Flea, decide to help him out, and of course in a funny montage way. But funny stuff happened, and later on it turns out that Ricochet have ate too much to the point where he is too big to fight the 3 boys, and of course he is his own weight class, which is kinda a plot twist. But other than all that, it was a fun episode nonetheless.
Episode 3.
Here we have the class learning about their signature moves, as each one of them showing off their signature move. I love how each one of the characters can just shapeshift to their moves based on their own theming and whatnot. When the flea came, trust me, it was so disgusting, so gross, not even the show dared to show us what it is. Then we came to Ricochet's turn, and to him, he is kind of screwed because he doesn't have a signature move yet, which is, of course, that's why he feels like he's screwed. And then the bell rang and he's like, thanks the mother of cheese or something like that. I don't know, it was funny. Other than that, my girly Bonnie girl came up and pulled out the book to see if there is something they can do. The joke at the end was very funny, and they should not buy a signature move from someone at the back alley, which they did do it anyway. Goofy stuff happened as they started to run off from the police, and slowly things grew to a more angry mob after them. Then when they made it back to the class, they end up in an arena and Ricochet had to fight the angry mob on his own, and he did it. But of course he got B-. Personally, I think it's better than whatever other degree he will get. Fun fact, this episode made me realize my LC did not have any signature move, and now I'm trying to give her some, as you can see in the background. So far I only managed to come up with 4 to match with her theme, but I don't know if there's more ideas I can give to her, but let me know in the comment down below. You can say this episode has inspired me to draw the 4 main signature moves for La Princesa. Anyway, back to the episodes.
Episode 4.
This episode sadly annoyed me so much. So we start off with 2v2 kind of wrestling. So it was the flea, Snoopy versus the fire guy and Minotauro. The flea is stupid. Like, I'm sorry, he is very stupid. He's fighting the fire guy and the Minotaur on his own, leaving Snoopy hanging. Although he did win, he kinda hurt Snoopy at the end, and he was sent to the evil guy's class, which I found it's funny. Anyway, Ricochet and Pointer Girl and of course Snoopy were worried about the flea and if he ever can manage to survive, so they went to the evil guy's class to save his ass. I'm sorry, I'm mad at the flea, to be honest. Anyway, at the evil guy's class, Flea was like the goat there. He managed to cheat, hurt, and sneak and do all the nasty moves on the bad guys. Like, wow, I did not know Flea was such a bad guy deep down, but oh well. And I want to apologize for calling him an ass, but he is one, to be fully honest with you guys. I'm not saying this to sound like I'm hypocritical, but he is one. Like, little bro, Ricochet and Pointer are trying to save you, and you are here being a dick. Like, bruh. But regardless, Snoopy came in to save the day, and he gave Flea a very good hug to the point where he made Flea snap out of his evilness and move on with his friends. As for the ending of the episode, not very fun. It kind of made me mad, but it was a fun episode nonetheless.
Episode 5.
This episode was more interesting in a silly way. We start by a storytelling of one of the main teachers of the school talking about the 70s and how he could have been already famous and rich back then. Regardless, it was Ricochet and Megawatt's turn, and I hope I said Megawatts correctly. As both of them doing their wrestling fight, something went wrong and both of them opened a portal through time. I wish I was joking. The portal somehow is leading to the 70s, and the teacher was like, going back to time baby or something like that, and he hopped in. And that's low-key funny, but at the same time the characters are worried because he gonna destroy the Mucha Libre timeline and stuff like that. So basically this is the multiverse before the multiverse. Nice going, Mucha Lucha. But when they are back in the 70s, I'm starting to question myself, how is that even happen? Because what is going on at the answer to the light that blinded him and made him lose? Then we question about link to the past kind of way. I'm pretty sure anyone who's old enough know Ocarina enough time and how Link of the Past learned from the Link of the Future and Link of the Future remember the Link of the Past would, this weird back and forth thing, like how the future affects your past and the past affected by your future, and this hula hoopa thing. The point is, this is gonna be a very long nightmare of theory to come up with, because my head just been trying to think about this. Right now I'm struggling to talk. Like, bruh, this is very big headache.
Episode 6.
Okay, I need to calm down about this episode. Common trope aside, this played very stupid. So we start by one of the teachers saying the three main characters and one of the other character called Cindy Slam, they need to work together as a team, like a team of 4, I believe. But the communication is not easy because Cindy Slam is the type who only speaks in girls and grunting, the sound that. I'm sorry, this episode is very stupid, but I cannot help it. I'm trying to speak normally, but oh well. Anyway, they end up finding a diary and they look into it, and it says here that she is mad and upset because her parents always go to this place called Toyhou World. I think it's the Disney World of this universe, and I'm sorry if I said it wrong. I'm trying to remember the way they said it correctly, but it flew out of my mind. But anyway, they went to that place, and of course Cindy Slam was not a fan and she made them mess and whatnot, only to find out that this is not her diary. Who is this diary belong to? I recorded this part so many times, but no matter how much I try to stay calm, this episode just pissed me off. I'm sorry, you have to watch it on your own to see what I mean.
Episode 7.
Now, this episode is wacky, but also it had the main police on the opening theme, but I don't remember them being used in other episodes. Maybe I'm wrong. So anyway, what happened is that these bullies are from another school, but they do not have any masks. They're just like the WWE kind of school. Anyway, they jumped on Ricochet, but somehow they stuck inside his backpack, and let's just say Ricochet's backpack is a very crazy one. It's more crazy than Crash Bandicoot universe. Anyway, the trio went inside Ricochet's backpack and they tried to save the bullies from his backpack. And these ungrateful little shits beat up the living shit out of our trios, and that ending really pissed me off. Like, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. But regardless, the episode was fine.
Episode 8.
Here where things get more interesting, especially for me. So Ricochet have lost his mask and he is freaking out because without his mask he is doing a dishonor to the mask wrestling and he's a disgrace. So he is asking the fleet to help him find him his mask, or at least find him a temporary mask until they find his own mask. And of course the flea fumbled it very badly. Not only he take a paper bag mask and not give him any eye hole for him, but also both of them make a huge mess to the point where Ricochet have had enough and take off them paper mask. And of course that triggered the headmistress senses, and she was walking towards them. And of course Ricochet panicked and put his head inside of the backpack. She removes the backpack off his head and turns out the mask is on his head. Hooray. Which is stupid, like we already saw in the previous episode that his backpack is crazy and insane. So the fact that his mask back on his head like surprise is weird. But nonetheless, Ricochet is happy to get his mask back, which is a very good ending.
Episode 9.
This episode is the Skibidi toilet before the Skibidi toilet. This is the creepypasta OG before the creepypasta OG. Jokes aside, this toilet is of course on the opening theme. Not to mention the flea is a very nasty boy. Very, very nasty. And I forgot to ask how nobody complained about how nasty his ass is. Anyway, jokes aside, again, this episode is a horror parody as the flea is telling his baby sister a story. And of course we found out how nasty the flea is. Also the toilet have a mask too. And also the toilet is making a problem for the flea, and because he is worried for his baby sister, he's called his friend to help him out. And of course the toilet is too strong for the all three. But the baby sister took the matters in her own hand and managed to save the day. Everything is just fine. And also I love how they only use the toilet for this episode and just put him in the theme song, and here we go.
Episode 10.
Okay, this episode did have a huge potential for very cool episode and storyline. So the school went into a trip to a museum, and then they found out that Buena Girl's ancestors are actually Amazonian, which is important for the plot due to the golden mask belonged to the ancient mummy who used to rule Egypt with an iron fist. Until an Amazonian warrior took the mask off the mummy, and of course the mask is of course cursed. And of course in classic fashion, Ricochet and the flea put the golden mask back on the mummy, and that brings her back to life. And for the sake of you guys, I am not gonna play you the sound they give the mummy to because it's so painful. I forgot how I managed to watch the rest of the video without even losing my mind because of the sound. So I'm not gonna play it for you. Anyway, she kidnapped Buena Girl because she thought Buena Girl is her great-great-grandmother who took the mask off of her, and she planned to take Buena Girl's mask off. So Ricochet and the flea trying to rescue Buena Girl and save her mask. And let me just say, the joke before the battle is stupid. Like very stupid, like how you managed to forget about Buena Girl and let her stay the whole night, and then after the battle you also leave her for the second time. That made me feel bad for Buena Girl, like bro, why? And that's about it for this week. I am very sorry this episode is not long enough. I just need more time to get into the other episodes so I can have my opinion on them. Also, I had to limit myself to 10 episodes because it started to make me question the world building about Mucha Lucha. Like, did they have more ideas for the Lucha Libre universe, or are they limited because of back then? Like, they did not want the kids to be too confused and wanted to make sure things are simple enough to understand and whatnot. Not to mention, back then they used to use the Flash, aka now it's called Animator or something like that. I believe back then it was so limiting, like I'm pretty sure it gave them too much trouble while they animate. As a matter of fact, that made me question, would they be better if they used other softwares like OpenTunes or Harmony? Because that made me think, what if back then they did not have so much choice and they had to stick with whatever they've been given to? To be honest, I feel like this is slowly started to be its own series, because this one started as assisted draw episode, and now I feel like this episode it's starting to become its own series, which I don't know if I should make it its own series, like Mucha Lucha series kind of way. What do you guys think? I would love to hear your feedback, because I feel like I'm slowly getting into a new wave of mazes that I never thought I would ever get into. So hearing your feedback will be a time saving and also saving my life, because I feel like the more I am making videos, the more I am getting into new mazes when it comes to series and where to go and what videos to make and stuff like that, especially with the things that's been going on. And you guys are the reason why I continue keep going. Speaking of keep going, the giveaway, don't worry, I did not forget about them. The giveaway is very simple. All you need to do to enter is subscribe, pin me on your proof that you subscribe to me with a screenshot or whatnot, and hopefully you win. I will pick up 10 winners once I get to 100 subscribers. For every milestone I want to make something in return for you guys. So for this 100 sub, I want to pick up 10 winners. The winners will get a full body painted art from me. It's either for your favorite TV show, movie, video game, your OCs, your favorite ship or whatnot. Again, it's very easy. All you need to do is subscribe, post your screenshot, aka the proof, and pin me on it, and I will put your name into the list of the people who entered, so I make sure that you actually subscribed. And why we got all this is because sometimes your name does not show in the subscribe list, so I want to make sure it's legit and I know exactly who is entered. That's about it, really. Remember, this giveaway is open until I hit the 100 sub. Once I hit 100 sub, I will announce the winners and I will contact you about the thing you want me to draw. That's about it, and good luck for everyone who wants to enter. And don't worry, it's not gonna be the only giveaway. I will hopefully do more in the near future. So without further ado, until next time, masalama, bye bye, be safe out there and take care. And remember, the giveaway it's gonna continue until we hit 100 sub, until the next giveaway.